Okay, so
Oh,
we out here
where we at?
with another discussion. We back in the yard.
Mm.
Got some more people out here. It's Francois.
See, boy.
Saint Dior.
Let's go around the table. Who's here?
Who else here?
It's your boy, Shadow. You know, we're back again.
We using made up names.
These are whatever name you choose.
We got the best bot in Nassau.
The only bot.
Justin Bot.
The official Justin bot.
The specialists been here.
Hey.
We got Air the Specialist.
The hitman.
Been here.
You know what it is. Who else? Someone in the corner?
Yeah, CJ is here.
Yeah.
You call me that use that basic name, you know.
Oh, Lord.
CJ, yeah. CJ from San Andreas.
San Andreas.
Yeah,
CJ from San Andreas. And then we
Yeah.
got
Oh, shit.
very golden special guest, Kath. The number one podcast. Kath run the podcast, actually. He's Bails. That's our boss. So don't
So-
offend him. Alright?
Yeah, we out there. We talking today. We talking about the apocalypse, way,
Okay.
or what could be the apocalypse. You know,
What is apocalypse?
I mean, I think it's just basically like, in its most basic terms, is the end of what we would consider to be the world, or the end of humanity, at least.
It's depicted differently depending on what you believe in.
Yeah, it could be belief driven. It could be just gathering, from what you see around you. It could be conspiracies.
For sure.
I mean, there's no really clear finish line, in my opinion, at what the end of humanity will be right now. But I guess let's really get into what I want to ask everyone is, what do you think will be the apocalypse for us? What would end our existence on this planet?
Well, so question, are you asking what is most likely to cause the apocalypse, or?
Right. What do you think is most likely to cause the apocalypse?
And what would the apocalypse be, in your opinion?
Keep it short because we got a couple people here.
Okay. So, what would end all human life? Is it just human life or all other forms of life?
It could be all forms of life.
Okay, I think that, boy, I really don't think about the apocalypse that often, but I would say that the apocalypse can be caused by technology. Okay, we all think that technology is some harmless, unconscious human tool that we created strictly for our use, for our benefit, but it is clearly, instead of humans possessing technology is possessing humans. Bless you, brother. Technology is slowly owning the user. You are supposed to use your technology, but now the technology is using you.
You mean like how a lot of people nowadays, people are like zombies, where you see them,
Right.
you pass them on the street, they down on their
They're
phone,
down on
just,
their
just,
phone.
just constantly. You be talking to them and they're just like, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
No eye contact.
No eye contact.
Wow, that's scary.
Very scary.
Yeah, that is something.
My opinion, or what I think might happen, is maybe one day the sun is gonna be like, I have this ball of energy saved up, and I'm just gonna release this discharge. It's just gonna be like a solar flare.
A solar flare, a solar
it's
wave.
gonna fry all the electronics and stuff like that, and we just have to go back to the basic times.
That's a very possible thing, because something like that happened recently.
Yeah.
So
Like
yeah,
when?
the sun. I can't remember when, but the sun, eventually it gives off
Like flares.
flares and waves, and some of them are stronger than the average, and it actually reaches us and affects our climate. That happens. So yeah, that's one thing. Another, I just want to piggyback slightly off of Justin Bart's point, is that another apocalypse could be, just say we make it to like let's say hundred thousand million years later,
Yeah.
the sun gonna fucking die out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's free.
Hopefully at that time, like humanity will be spread out to other planets. Hopefully at that time, because you're right.
Space talk, I love it.
Yeah, inevitably the sun will start its dying process, and I think the scariest part is like when it expands
Yes,
first.
we want to be nowhere near the sun
Uh,
when that black hole about to reach that it's
Yeah.
going to create.
That's
Yeah.
such a long reach, though. Wow.
Hmm?
You have to go far to not be affected for that.
That's why, like, intergalactic travel would have to be a thing at that point.
yeah.
Because we'd have to go to a galaxy. Because, not to cut you off, but space is actually expanding, which is not as good as, in my opinion, as it should be or as it is. Because everything is pushing itself out, and eventually we will not be able to reach certain galaxies. Right now, because you saw we watch those videos, and I watch videos about that all the time. There's galaxies that exist right now, but because where we at technology-wise, we will not ever reach them. There are some that's close. You could look it up that we could reach if we get the technology, but that would be our only way out if we live that long and the sun decided to go boop, because then there's no more heat.
Yeah.
That's the next ice age, eh?
Well, that is, without the sun, trust me, we're going to go in a deep decline. Everything's just going to freeze over sub-zero temperatures and stuff like that.
Okay, so who's next?
Yeah, I mean, like, when I think about the apocalypse, I think of, us ending our own existence, really. Us creating something,
Cap over there is being cap.
we just created something that just ends us all. Now, I don't know, like, you did something biological, something, just some big explosion, whatever, who knows, but, I feel like we do have the potential to end ourselves. It just takes somebody who makes a grave mistake.
No, I agree.
One man pressing
yes.
one button.
I agree with Field. Maybe not the press the button thing, but I am a strong believer that eventually humanity is going to create like an existence that would exceed our own.
Yes.
Like some sort of AI or machine or something, and that will be like one day be like, these humans, why are we serving them? Like we're more intelligent.
Is that the apocalypse? Because one
It would be.
It would be
AI be
the new
new
sentient
life,
being.
right?
Yeah.
New sentient.
That'd be our apocalypse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right. I mean, but the term apocalypse isn't subjective. It means an objective doom. It's not like you can say, okay, when I die, and there is no more world for me, then that's the apocalypse. But that doesn't fit. That is too subjective. Apocalypse is an objective term that always reaches the cosmic, not the atomic. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I agree with all of y'all points, but I feel like we won't even get to the point at which technology destroys us, man. I feel like the thing that'll be like our end is national borders. It's like national identities, keeping nations and things like that, and saying this is ours, and basically, because shit's gonna hit the fan.
You mean the death of individuality?
Yeah,
No,
like,
but
shit's gonna
no.
hit the fan. Like when China runs out of minerals in its country, which it already has, they going elsewhere, babe.
Okay.
And
Wow.
That piggybacks off of what my pick was going to be. It's not like my number one apocalypse theory or whatever, but mine is like we could take ourselves out before any of that shit.
Yeah.
Because I want to say war.
Yeah, I mean,
Like war will be the next war that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be different. Way.
It could be
It'd be different from previous
Bro.
wars, way.
It could be like like hacking and shit could be it, like mass hacking.
Mass hacking.
You be
Drones.
taking
just-
off drones in the
drones
air,
just
killing
wiping
people.
off areas.
Biological,
Biological
not the
warfare.
nukes could be out. Like let's be
Yeah,
real. The
most
nukes are gonna be out, and then the EMP is gonna hit. So we have no power, no way to connect to anything. We got to go back and like that's kind of like would be a result of the border thing,
Yeah.
and like I ran out of shit. Let me run up in your country, dog. I need some of that shit.
That's close to like worst case scenario.
But at the end of the war, isn't there a victor?
But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
agreed?
Usually.
I mean,
But
there usually is,
with
but
what we have now, who knows the effects
Mhm.
of like by a
A
2021
nuclear
nuke?
war, like
A
that
2021 nuke, dog, probably.
is probably worse than a meteorite hitting the planet.
Bro.
If a meteorite hits the planet, maybe
You get a
a
chance.
lot of a chance, like a big
Yeah, a chunk of,
a
Yeah.
chunk of landmass will be obliterated. Maybe millions of people will die. But if a
Maybe.
nuclear,
for sure, people.
Maybe.
Millions will die.
billions will die.
yeah, wait,
Maybe
They literally, which was once lush green lands of vegetation, would become desert lands.
They
Would
would
become
cover, yeah.
cratered lands, barren wastelands of just like almost like Mars on Earth. As a matter of fact, my brother is from Mars, and trust me, that is the planet of war.
No, that is a good point though. I mean, I think meteors is another apocalyptic event. I mean, there's really nothing you could do to stop it.
Yeah.
And when it reaches, it's just utter total destruction, man.
Yeah.
Also,
Mm,
another one that I always look out for. It's like my favorite doom.
mm.
The black hole running upon us.
Black hole,
Because
those
black hole-
migrating
because
black
black
holes.
holes just migrate.
Yeah,
Apparently,
they
Black
move.
holes eat suns.
See,
Bro,
Yeah.
they eat matter.
They eat solar systems. Like
It's crazy.
you would say, well, why don't we inhabit a different planet like Neptune or like some other planet in our solar system, just to avoid a nuclear,
Yeah.
holocaust. Well, that's possible,
Yeah.
but a black hole
It's a
will
black
eat
hole.
it'll take out the sun,
Yeah.
it'll take out Mercury, it'll take out
Bro,
Earth,
it's
the moon,
taking out-
Mars, every single planet that
Is in this radius, though.
right that orbits the sun will be eaten. And
And that would
what
be a thing
what
we
you
could
gonna do?
Yeah, I do follow a few space blogs
Mhm.
and space channels on YouTube, and just the amount of like black holes that are being discovered in recent years and the things that they're doing. I mean, they are like currently observing black holes like eating certain stars, like just zooming it, like
just taking it in.
just taking it. There are other black holes that are in our solar system that are just
Roaming, babe.
unfathomably humongous, babe.
But yeah,
I mean, you can't even
but
think
yeah.
about the size of
You
these
can't- you
things, man.
can't.
They're just there. They're just there existing. It's like, wow, this is.
They call it right before you get to see what's inside a black hole. They call it the event horizon. That term is referring to the moment you are about to enter in a black hole. You begin to see what's on the other side, and no one has returned to tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't turn back. When you
there's-
hit the
we
event
don't know-
horizon,
we
you
don't
can't
know.
turn back.
There's only theories
Mm-hmm.
about what's actually inside or on the other side of a black hole. But niggas ain't trying to find out.
You can't.
I
You
don't
can't
think, I don't think
Yeah.
that's it just destroys you.
Yeah.
S-
Just,
send your probe, see what happens.
It renews you. Some say that black holes renew. Well, so there is a theory that within these billions of solar systems, and a group of solar systems is called a galaxy. A group of galaxy is called a nebula. A group of nebulas is called something else, and it goes on, right? So there are trillions of stars, trillions of planets, and still weighs like I don't. It's not weight, but it's
It holds more ground.
yeah. It's
Space.
if we were to put a ratio or a percentage, they say that how much percent is like actual stars and matter compared to empty space?
I don't know,
1 or 2%.
but
Yeah.
What is-
it's
One,
like,
1 or 2%.
it's like that.
It's
yeah.
1 or 2%.
Wow.
but the thing about it is that I learned, like I said, I learned recently, is that that's happening because everything's getting pushed out into like, so there's like an edge of the universe.
Yeah, it's constantly expanding from
So-
the singular
exactly.
Big Bang point
So-
or event.
It's like an orb.
It's like
Yeah.
we don't like, but you can't even fathom what's beyond that point, because like, what if we like a planet just expanded into that, like, or like what happened, like this is you.
You never know until you die.
Yeah.
Well, you
But-
know, and this was one thing I was talking to Andrew about.
Mm.
They say after one big universe is just other universes, the whole multiverse thing,
Yeah.
and they all have different laws of physics and all are
Wow.
different.
So, if we're on a different planet in a different solar system, there can be different laws of physics. You
Mhm.
might be able to what, like
Who knows?
who knows?
Yeah.
The implications. Okay, you can jump. Well, gravity is more or less. It all depends.
And
Depends
then
on.
it depends on what the type of life form that would even form.
Yeah, it
on
depends
that.
on the satellites, the proximity to the star, the size of the planet you're on. All of that could affect just like the laws of physics there. One thing I wanted to ask, so the zombie apocalypse, something that's been foretold in
Forever.
movies and media from forever, Ray.
Comics.
Do you think that's something that could be possible?
People were hoping that's what COVID was.
Oh, I don't know, like, to the standards of how movies portray them, I guess, kind of no.
Yeah.
The depiction. The depiction
Because it's
isn't-
like
We have too much to be.
like there'd have to be like somewhat AI in my opinion.
Okay.
Otherwise, because
zombie cyborgs, like
Yeah.
assist, like you can't, because the depiction of zombies in the movies now,
it's just like humans reanimated by
right?
some.
The
Yeah.
laws of physics don't add up. Like
Yeah.
they,
Why would they eat brains? Why would they need to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some insatiable hunger.
Some mindless.
Yeah.
right?
The only other thing I could think is like maybe they get infected
Mhm.
by some organism
Mhm.
that's smart enough to like use and like probably rebuild tissue or like
Mhm.
something. I don't know. That could be a thing.
It might have to be alien.
Alien.
Something
alien,
alien.
something.
So
Something foreign.
if matter cannot be created nor destroyed, if that's true, we just talked about black holes. Does a black hole destroy matter?
We don't-
Does anyone know?
No,
We don't know.
We don't know.
That's what we're trying to see. It just
can't.
goes in.
It just goes in. nothing really
And it's
comes
just
out.
black.
Yeah.
And that shit's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's also cool as shit.
I think in the last 2 or 3 years, like some black holes have been observed, like light coming out of it, like shooting out of it, which is very curious.
Yes.
So, but you still can't go and
You
find
see
out.
it.
Yeah, but like, whoop, let me see what's inside.
Yeah.
You'll never see it again.
You know,
Mm.
some people don't believe in astrology because it's a pseudoscience. It's not astronomy. It's not backed by actual astronomers' research. You know,
Yeah.
astrology is a total pseudoscience. Astrology is based on a cultural philosophy that people will believe in something if you just plant any idea in their mind. If you are Virgo, Gemini, the zodiac signs,
Yeah.
every single zodiac sign has millions of people reading about it and believing in a culture of zodiac signs. So if you're a Capricorn, there's probably millions of people who've read the same cultural identity through the internet, what a Capricorn is
And what,
what
what
they
their
prefer.
what their traits are.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is more. It has more impact than actual astronomy. No one sits down and reads actual astronomy because it's boring. Okay.
And they don't believe it.
Yeah, like no one's gonna believe in something until they experience it for themselves. So it's like if you want to believe an astronomer, you're gonna want to look through the telescope and see for yourself what is going on outside of planet Earth. You want to see for yourself, or you will not believe it. With astrology, they're not claiming to know exact. Well, actually, I know a girl. She's a Pisces. They say Neptune rules Pisces. That means she is from the culture of. See, because human behavior is based on culture. Culture is an identity that we create, because everyone's born empty and we create a culture. Okay? So a girl I know is a Pisces, and she believes that her culture is of Neptune. Neptune is like, it's like a massive sea, like how we have the seven seas, the ocean, the Atlantic, the Pacific, all of the different oceans. He said in Neptune, it's a bigger sea with bigger fish, like all different, like mythical, all different types of mythical creatures. They're like big, like whales, bigger than the whales you see on Earth. They're like whales that are 100 times bigger, and they're squids. They're actual krakens and all type of they're like super turtles, like turtles that are smarter than dolphins. All kind of ridiculous sea life.
Hold on. So where is this?
Neptune.
Not the actual planet, but the.
Okay, so the culture is based. So to make sense of it, see, if you are, let's say, 120 pounds, 130 pounds, 140 pound human being, when you look at a 100-pound sea turtle, you're not gonna think it's some big thing. But imagine if you were, let's say, a baby yellowtail snapper.
Yeah.
A 100-pound sea turtle would look like a fucking giant, okay? It would look like, what the hell, okay? A massive, it's all about perspective, okay? If someone claims to be from Neptune, she might be from Earth, but her perspective might be from the angle, from the position of a baby snapper.
I saw the catch on what you're saying.
So you ask the Pisces girl, how did you become a baby snapper? How were you in the body of a baby snapper and see a turtle in all its massive glory? Like, how did you get there?
Yo.
She was like, well, when you're from Neptune, you aren't really a human.
Okay. Oh.
You're a Neptunian. You're not a Earthling. You're a Neptunian.
Yo. I would be so lost in the conversation.
I'd be lost in the conversation.
All I know is Mercury is being retrograde. That's my one statement. I go like, okay.
Mercury?
Yeah. Mercury
So
being
what
You
is?
mean the planet?
Yeah, man.
What do you mean?
It's being retrograde. It's being retrograde.
Who's
Though.
Mercury?
What do
You
you
from
mean?
Mercury. You from Mercury.
That's all the girls. That's all the girls say on Twitter. So I just
Use Virgo as well. Y'all from
they
Mercury.
know when it's in retrograde. I just be
They
like,
sure
alright.
do. They sure do.
What does that mean?
It
No.
means there's a culture attached to your season. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Virgos are the earthy season of summer. Like so.
Wait. Not to cut you off. Let's not get too far off topic.
Yeah.
Let's get back to possible apocalypses.
Mm-hmm.
What about climate?
No, climate change is real, man.
Yeah.
That's some
Yeah.
that's some
I saw
real
on
shit
the
that's
news
really
today there
happening.
was having a big discussion about it. No, it was by the way. Just America. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but I just remember. I think there was the UN already had their meetings. I think it finished this week, so yeah, probably one of them senates or something that's having a discussion about it.
You know, we talked about this on one of the shorts. You know, this climate change is real. It's happening. The sea levels are rising. In an odd decade or so, I think the province is going to be in some actual trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble as in the south is going to start to disappear. Like your people out South Beach, like
Good luck.
Yeah.
start making plans.
Good
man.
luck.
The water coming, man.
Wow.
And I don't know if we're having serious discussions about it. I don't think
No.
so.
No.
People are not making provisions.
So are these predictions or like? Because some people believe that predictions can be proven wrong just by humanity's ability to prevent things. Like human beings can stop a prediction by, changing.
I think you're stopping this, man.
Yeah, man.
It'd be hard to stop this.
They say that climate change is directly connected to human behavior.
Mhm.
The reason the polar ice caps are melting is because human beings are heating up the planet with their activity. So, in order
Just facts.
to stop climate change, humans must all change their behavior. Is it a possibility that some of us do not like predictions and will allow the planet to continue the way it is, or will we listen to the will we allow the prediction to come true and allow climate change to destroy us? It's totally up to the individual.
I think it's right now at this point it's unstoppable. It is. Yeah,
We can
I mean,
try our best to reverse
you could slow down right now, but I think what's still going to happen in about 10 or 20 years is still going to happen.
Yeah.
Probably you could prevent it. What would happen in like 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think about
Yeah.
the future.
I think about the future.
They've been talking about how the climate agreement thing, they already smashed that. Niggas like, we missed that long time.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Oh.
Climate agreement.
Well,
Yeah. So,
I, for one, think that the apocalypse is not, so long as people desire life and want to live life, the apocalypse is not feasible. So long as you protect yourself and you love yourself, you are not gonna allow the apocalypse to happen. Okay.
What about the Bible's apocalypse?
Which one?
Revelations.
Revelations.
Oh boy.
How do
I
you
was
feel about
watching,
that?
some videos about that like the other day. Like it's like depicted in like depending on which side of the fence you're on.
Do you believe in the rapture?
No.
Have you ever seen a man go up in smoke?
I can't say that I
I
have.
can't say that.
I cannot say that I have.
A solar flare will turn you into smoke. Trust that.
Exactly.
You would be just gone like
Let him on the light.
couple
No,
milliseconds. You gone from walking to smoke
Particles.
particles.
That would suck.
like a nuke.
Yeah.
Could imagine being a sentient particle.
Hey, they say that we are sentient. So in the cosmic, which is the whole thing. There are individual particles called atoms. Every human being could be an atom if you want to go down that rabbit hole. You could.
Yeah.
They say that every human being is made up of trillions of atoms, or that we are actually just one atom in a like bigger body of atoms. Okay, so I have a brother. He believes in. He believes that he is the atom. There's no way he can be the he can't be the cosmic. He can't be the cosmos. He is the atomic. He's the atom. And he said this gives him the ability to create boundaries, to have a subjective experience, to create individuality. He said that if you think in terms of being the cosmic or the cosmos, you will have pronouns like you are they, you are them, you are the many, you are plural. How can one man be plural? You know?
Yeah, it's a wild thing happening right now with that stuff.
How can you? Hey, everyone wants to be the invisible. Everybody wants to be the objective. But how can you objectify yourself? How can you be an object? How can you be invisible?
I mean, I don't even know.
I
I don't even know how like this culture came about with all this like pronouns. I want to be this.
I think that has something to do with like, remember the feminism wave?
Yeah.
They're like, wait,
Man, second and third
address me as what I actually am, and I'm like, okay, cool, I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much,
You
and they
don't.
get offended if you don't know. Like, if I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't look at you and just be like, oh, you use he. She,
I
they,
mean,
them.
I mean,
See,
I'm not
that's,
going to just assume. I'm not that going to be that ignorant.
that could be kind of an apocalypse in itself because
Oh my God.
because it's like an apocalypse on like how I'm allowed to speak because I have to like monitor my words like
Agreed.
yeah, like I
I
can't
agree.
like
See the
The
thing.
death of individuality is similar to the apocalypse.
Chris, you was gonna say something.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, right? That's social justice warrior PC crap thing. Like they like it all stemmed from like that feminism, like first wave feminism, the way how they fought for actual equal rights when they actually had problems that they wanted to address and issue. Right now, like the thing is that they perverted it so much. Now it's just that, like they're like. They're just so toxic with it.
Yeah.
Like it's not even their original goal anymore. They're just trying to like get things and like they wanna be given things without the work or some shit like that, right? Because I mean they always be like men this, men that, and entitlement shit. Like they entitled they entitled like say for example dress however they want, right? They can, right? But they don't understand, right? That when you dress like scantily. Right, and you go into these shifty places and you expect a man not to attack you. I mean, like you're like they don't understand that. They just think the world should just give it all to them.
I don't know, man.
That's what it is right now, right? They have nothing to complain about, but they're just trying to make more
shifty.
It's sick.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's sick.
Yeah.
It's sick.
I think that okay. So why would a woman believe she deserves everything but doesn't have to work for anything? This is a common mentality that I experience, that I see with women. They express it to me and I try to make sense of it. And lately I've been uncovering the secrets of the mentality of, okay, why do a lot of, not just women, but people in general believe that they deserve everything without having to work for it. And it all stems from the concept of ultimate receptivity, like being receptive. See, you were born here with nothing. Like I was 13 pounds 10 ounces coming out the womb. I was big. I caused my mom. I gave her a stroke. I had zero possessions. I was naked. I was 13 pounds. I didn't have anything. Not a thought in my mind. I was blank. Okay? I only had 13 pounds to my name. Okay? And that name is still make believe. My mom came up with it on the spot as I came out. So why do I deserve to be right now? I'm 150 pounds, 160 pounds. I fluctuate. It's a constant flux. Why do I believe that I deserve 45-pound bicycle? Why do I believe I deserve a 10-pound computer and all these possessions? Like when we talk about the spirit world, you'll see that somebody is the elephant in the room, because they're not just that 150-pound human being that you see. They identify with their possessions. They have a 1,000-pound car or a 5,000-pound house. They're literally as heavy as an elephant. And do they deserve that? They were born empty-handed, anywhere between 5 to I was an overweight baby, so it doesn't really. I was an average size, so I would say average is between 5 to 10 pounds.
I have no idea.
Right, I have no idea. But the more you accumulate, the more receptive you are. Do you have to be receptive without having to work for any of it? Well, were you born with everything?
Wait, I thought of something just now.
Mm-hmm.
What if being born was like an apocalypse?
Maybe.
What?
Think about it. wait, hear me out.
You know, I come across like what you call like, hey, it's just like a quick video. And the guy was like, you know, when we die, you know, we get that like burst of memory, and like share that like single tear, and like when you come out the womb, that's why you be crying, because you remember your past.
Yeah.
That's like, you know.
That's interesting.
Maybe.
Okay,
I am like,
I guess.
Yeah,
no,
that's
so,
like-
you know,
That's
yeah.
Interesting.
We
That's
didn't
interesting.
necessarily, and I don't want to offend anybody, ask to be born. It just happened
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
in this type of existence.
Yep.
So, okay, that's interesting what Justin said. You know, that sort of, I guess that implies that there's a sort of rebirth cycle
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
in a sort of way,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not for. Me personally,
Yo,
YOLO.
unless I'm being reborn in like thousands of years later, in some distant,
I gotta do this shit again.
like all over this wretched existence.
the pain.
Yeah.
And but essentially all we are is the same shit that all they are.
Yep.
Where's that cat?
Yeah,
so-
the boss.
We're all made of the same.
we're still sharing this planet with other things, and what if those other things are much more like us than we think?
Alright,
That's
Chad,
so
so
great.
like the question you had earlier, I was going somewhere today and I just happened like to listen to the radio, and like the question on the radio was like, the statement was, anyways, the thing was, this girl was like dating a boyfriend, and you know, apparently he bought her 20 acres, and I was like, okay, that sounds fair enough, and like, yeah, it's like, you know, and like the question was like, if they break up, do she have to like give it back? And she was like, well, they isn't like breaking up because he did a lot for me, and you know, but the person was like, well,
Does she still own the 20 acres if they break up? Is the question?
yeah.
Mm.
And she's like, well, you know, we put it in my name, then like we break up down the road, like I don't have to give him nothing. I'm like, which is again fair, sure enough, like you don't have to return nothing for him.
It sounds like
Well, now
Indian money back. Yo.
Yeah.
about the question Chris Field asked, it's about, do women deserve a lot without working for it? This planet is guesstimated to be somewhere between 1 trillion acres or more, like between like who knows? Scientists believe that there's so much that this planet has to offer. So much. Receptivity means access to the whole planet. Why are you gonna settle for 20 acres? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, women believe, I want the whole planet, not just 20 acres. I don't want 2 acres, I don't want 5 acres, I don't want any boundaries. I want the whole planet. And like, even if I own 1 acre or less, I still, to survive here, I still eat apples that came from a tree that I don't have access to if I bought it from the food store. So I still have to be receptive to a big part of the planet to survive here as a human, or I won't survive. So to share the planet, it means, so to be receptive, you have to share the planet. I don't believe you need to work to have access to the whole planet, because I believe that's your birthright. That's what a woman told me. I try to understand it as well, because I am a man of boundaries and limitations. I do not live with access to the whole planet because I was not trained that way. So it's just how it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it is. I mean, no one is entitled to anything.
Are you no one? If no one is entitled to anything, are you no one?
I mean, I'm somebody. But
Okay, so, so you're not
Yeah.
entitled. You're not entitled to anything.
Boy,
No,
Sam,
no,
really in here.
there's no,
Still in
you know,
this bitch.
there's no entitlement there. I believe when you have to earn something in order to call it yours.
Yes. No matter
playing
what,
for keeps.
no matter what gender you are, I feel like you need to get something that's your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you date somebody, you still need to have yourself secure in the event that it don't go well.
Yeah,
Because you can't just depend on that one person.
yeah.
You could be out on the streets. You don't want that.
Agrees.
Mm-hmm.
Let's clap it up there though. It's 41 minutes.
Let's end this.
Yeah, wait, that's been a discussion.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for everyone to coming out, Ray.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been a good talk.
Executive producer Cass
Kath,
was
some
like,
of
"Yo,
the
we
Kath
gotta
nicknames.
wrap it up."
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
He said we gotta wrap the shit up.
Yeah.
Anyway, peace.
Peace.
Peace.